Week 10 of the SFL kicks off this evening from Robert Smalls Memorial Stadium as the Charleston Predators play host to the Nashville Tempo. Happy Friday the 13th, everybody. We've got Charleston wearing some Friday the 13th alternates tonight. They look just downright spooky.
They do look a little bit scared. They even got pumpkins on their right breast right there. And here's Nashville just showing up in some,
just casual white and green.
Usuals.
Yeah, well,
business as usual.
Not everybody's in the spooky spirit. Hey, spooky season's right around the corner. But right now we got some September football here in Charleston. A couple of teams fighting for some positioning in the East. So, got a good one tonight. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Dykes. He's Gerald Smith. We've got Rochelle Colson, Jacob Clear with us on stats. Our commissioner and producer is Cameron Irvine. You are watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube, and Charleston will receive the opening kickoff. We'll get this one underway. Victor Ironleg has the ball teed up, ready to go. And we're underway here in Charleston. Kick taken back from the 5. Returned up to the 29-yard line. John, the Lakeman, will come out onto the field and get things started for Charleston. He's got 1,250 yards on the season. Only 2 touchdown passes, Gerald. It's actually the least in the league. 6 interceptions, though, also among the least.
Yes. I was just looking over stuff. I'm like, I didn't realize the Lakeman was an all-star and also a rookie of the season.
It's the Lakeman.
I know. Put some respect on that name.
That's what I'm saying. Lakeman under center. Here on first down, he'll throw. Oh, rocket over the middle. Oh, and immediately connects with his target, who is off to the races. Xavier Solomon, hashtag throw it to the tight end. And we have a Charleston touchdown with only 15 seconds off the board.
And you mentioned it was like somewhat of a spooky night and spooky uniforms by Charleston. Guess what they did? They had a scary, good first play right here. Xavier Solomon right over the middle, trucks the defender, and takes it in. What a start for Charleston. Wow.
Yeah, wow is right. I mean, I always try to tell everybody a key to victory in any scenario is to throw it to your tight end. I didn't really expect there to be a, 71-yard touchdown?
Yep.
So, wild. Absolutely wild. Xavier Solomon, 17 receptions, 204 yards, and 1 touchdown on the season coming into the game. Add on another 71 yards and another touchdown to his stat line. As 1 play, touchdown, Charleston takes the spooky lead at home here on Friday the 13th.
It was unreal. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to maybe see one of these gazillion backs they have to run the ball right out the bat, but they threw it deep right over the middle, and Xavier Solomon breaking a tackle and just carrying it on in. Breaking
a tackle, I mean, just breaking rib bones, too. He just trucked that man, and I didn't even see who that was. But
King Bradshaw.
Was it?
Yeah, he just, strong safety getting trucked over.
I mean, I wasn't going to put him on blast like that, but
I did.
Switch Thumper now on the field at quarterback. 1,421 yards. He's got 9 touchdowns. That's 6th best in the league to only 10 interceptions. He's going to go with a handoff on first down. Fullback Jay Ballmer. 29th carry of the season, good for a gain of 8 yards. And we'll take a peek at the rest of the Nashville offense as Easton King and Sean Sanders are the halfbacks. Kenny Hendricks, Joe Beasley, Guy Clausen or Glide Clausen, whichever one you want to call him. Ryan Davis and Jeff Banfield are the wide receivers. Got Jim Copeland Jr., Jimmy Wint, James Walters, and Jimmy Foster at tight end. And Ballmer just pushing his way through. Gets the first down for Nashville. Got a couple of offensive linemen, Hammy Wheeler and Al Friedman at tackle and guard. It's their left tackle and their left guard, respectively. Got Easton King now lined up in the backfield. Thumper will throw. Quick dump down. Tries to get that one out to Glide Clausen himself. Oh, we got an early injury on the field. Matt Ryan down for Charleston.
That is not good. He's one of the better defenders, on the field. Kind of bummer. He's only had his second or third play right here, and he's actually on the ground.
We'll have to see if Matt Ryan comes back into the game. 2nd down and 10. Shout out to those of you joining us this evening. Switch Thumper, Robert Henson in the chat. Ty Patak, what up, Ty? John Lakeman, JW Hart, Guy Clausen. A lot of the people that we saw in the chat on our show. The Northrops are here. Got Rick Northrop, Colin Northrop. Appreciate you guys. Switch Thumper is sacked. Brought down in the backfield for a big loss. Forrest Dalton gets the sack and a loss of 6 on the play.
And Forrest Dalton coming in there and getting his 2nd sack on the season, right up the middle. And this is the thing, and this is where I think Charleston kind of has an edge, like right here at the line of scrimmage, especially the way they've actually played, so far this game right here. But now it forces Nashville in a position that I don't think they want to be in. I think they're one of the teams that need the rushing game to actually get going for them to be successful. But we're going to see.
Trips up top, 3rd and 16. Thumper rolls out left, throws back across the middle, almost connects with his target at the line of scrimmage. Kenny Hendricks was the intended target. 0 for 2 now on this drive. Brings up a 4th and very long, and that one will be a punt. Tommy Powers on to punt for Nashville. Fair catch called for back at the 39-yard line. That is where Charleston will resume things on offense.
And it's kind of wild, right? That I mentioned, hey, I think for Charleston to kind of have the edge in this game, they need to keep the ball out of the air just because of how Nashville is able to take the ball away so far this season. And on their first play, they throw a pass right down the middle and it goes for a touchdown. So we'll see how they kind of continue to go. Oh, wow. There was nobody out there.
Wow.
Solomon again.
All right, I guess we're just picking right up where we left off. He's just going to one-hand catch it, truck through a defender, get the first down. I think he likes these uniforms, man.
I would, too, give them somewhat superpowers. It's almost like the horror villain, right? That's actually part of this day. He can shoot a shotgun to the chest, and he just keeps on moving. Is he even alive, or is that like some sort of an undead person?
Well, I think you'd have to be. Yeah, well, I think you got to be undead, right?
He could be just immortal,
I guess. It's kind of a little weird, but yeah. Doug Spelling. Hey, Doug. I'm familiar with you. Gets the catch, gets 9, 2nd down and 1.
Xavier rolled a third. Was like, I thought that was a pick. He jumped right in front of it and come up empty. Look, and I think they're just keep on flirting with it right here. Is Iman Kopech right there passing now?
2nd down and 1. Hand this one off. Get the first rush for Charleston of the day, and why not? Is Nick Hoagland just sprints down the left sideline. Easily picks up the first down.
And these first couple of drives right here, it's almost like Charleston is actually setting the tone to be as physical as they have been so far. Even in the one pass, right? You had the tight end truck somebody and just keep on going. And guess what they're doing right here? They're actually back in field goal range now.
I think that was Iman Kopech handing the ball off. Got Lakeman back in at quarterback. And why not? As he's able to connect and all the way down into the end zone. Touchdown, Charleston. Once again, Doug Britton getting it done this time. Charleston is on fire.
And what a pass by the Lakeman right there. He took a shot and saw, Doug Britton open right on that corner route. And you have Tanner Hendricks coming in, and usually you don't see that from a 13-season vet right there coming in and missing a pass like that, but he did. He misjudged it, got to Doug Britton, and now they have a 2-score lead within the first 3 minutes and 5 seconds of the game.
Crazy. And you hit Xavier Solomon, the tight end, with the first touchdown of the ball game. But speaking of first touchdowns on the season, that is the first touchdown caught by a wide receiver on the roster for Charleston all season long. We're week 10. That's a wild stat.
It is. It's kind of, look, and they sit at 4-3, so you wouldn't think that they wouldn't have a that type of stat coming into this game, but it just shows how kind of, I won't say complete, but how they have, how they have that, their offensive structure happening there where they end up running the ball in and doing stuff, and their defense actually being able to put points on the board as well. Look, they got a Jason Voorhees mask on the goalpost.
I saw that. I actually just got a little bit scared. We'll see if it affects Nashville.
Apparently it is.
Nashville back on offense, running it up the gut, back to the ground with the fullback, Jay Ballmer, his third carry of the day. So far, Easton King, Sean Sanders, both with no touches. Obviously, only one drive so far for Nashville. They pick up 6 there, 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, and this offense, this rushing offense only averages 2.4 yards per carry.
Pitch down to Ballmer at the bottom. That one goes for no yards per carry. Tackled right at the line of scrimmage by John Stamango. On the defensive line, Diteria and Darshington, Dan Dash, Anthony Ellison, and John Nevels, along with Forrest Dalton. At linebacker, Jack Brown, Ben Bowman, and Khalil Thomas for the Charleston defense. Thumper. He'll throw, rolls out left, throws across his body, gets the first down. Jeff Banfield gets the catch. The secondary was everywhere, but couldn't quite get the stop. Speaking of the secondary, J.W. Hartshorn, Brandon Ewing, Leo Morris, and Ryan Cook are your cornerbacks. The currently injured Matt Ryan, along with Sam Blotner at the safety position. Jacob Clear, John Stamango are your strong safeties, and a deep roster on this team, Gerald. So when you have a player like Matt Ryan go down, it's obviously bad, but not devastating as it could be for some teams.
Yeah, look, and they're just stacked with talent. I mean, that's just what they have, and that's why they've sit at 4-3. They have a gazillion contracted players on this team right here. So I have a trivia question for those in the, in the chat. Jeff Banfield called that pass just a couple of plays ago. Where was he drafted? What position in the draft?
Oh, I don't know, but Darshington just got a sack and then just punched him right in the butt. I mean, that's adding insult to injury if I've ever seen it.
Last year's defensive rookie of the season coming up with a sack this time. And apparently punching people in the butt for some odd reason.
That's what I saw.
But that's his 3rd sack on the season.
Calling it like I see it. Michael Cirillo joining us now in the chat. And Riverboat Ron Cochran. I see Damon Simeon in there now. BJ Loveless. I even saw the official SFL account throwing some shade earlier. Hit as he threw. Pass falls harmlessly to the turf. Yeah, it's let's scroll back up. The official league account calling out quarterback type attack, saying the things that make you happy are weak. Dang.
Well,
you know what I was thinking about doing?
I'm a bag on him right now. I mean, when you're 1-6,
Oof.
It's not a whole lot of strong.
Yeah, it's true.
Bring back the bomb pops.
Yeah. Hashtag bring back the bomb pops. We'll start a trend.
A petition.
Yeah. I don't even know if we need a petition. We'll just start a trend.
Will it
People
into
will just follow. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ike McBride joining us as well. Glad to have you here.
I think Switch Thumper says he's been accosted.
I see that.
He's been harassed.
He was being harassed. That's why it was incomplete. Lakeman back on the field now. Wide open over the middle.
I don't know.
Solomon again.
Look, if they're going completely opposite of what maybe I thought they would do, right? And you can see what Nashville is doing there, right? They're actually were expecting a lot of run, it seems like, because they're doing a ton of run blitzes, and all they have is 3 defenders on the back end. And I mean, and the quarterback has nothing but wide open people to throw it to, and Xavier Solomon's over 100 yards
on 3 catches
in the first quarter.
That is insane.
Look at this.
Quick pass over the middle. Doug Spelling doing a little jumping acrobatic catch, because why not? Iman Kopech throwing the ball that time. Play the old quarterback switcheroo. Lakeman back in.
I think the defense doesn't know what to do, because they look behind them and there's Jason Voorhees on a post behind them, so they're trying to run from it apparently. And then I don't know. They're trying to get away from it.
Bizarre game so far. Everything going in Charleston's favor as they pick up another first down. Ian Francis getting the carry. First down and 10 for Charleston. And, it's not surprising to see, Cameron Irvine maybe throwing some shade at somebody. Why? Because, one of his favorite slogans in this league is he wants it to hurt. Apparently, it's more than just losses. He just wants them to just hurt all the time.
So you're asking, you're basically saying he just wants everybody to experience physical pain?
I think so, or emotional. Just pain in general.
Heartbreak.
It's Friday the 13th. He just wants it to hurt. You know what I was thinking about doing? Listen, at the Baltimore convention in 2025, we're going to bring back the league auction. So there's going to be some great items in there. And what I'm thinking is maybe we get a poster printed up. It's got a picture of Cameron Irvine. And then in quotes, it'll say, "I want it to hurt." We'll have Cameron Irvine autograph that poster, frame it, bam, auction item. What do you think?
And you know what? It has to have Cameron Irvine with the perfect hair and then with this little smirky, arrogant smirk. I want it to hurt.
I want it to hurt. Autographed.
Yeah, I think you can do that.
For sale in Baltimore. Don't miss out. 4 wide receiver set on 3rd down and 9. Play action. Lakeman. Oh, almost picked off. Great job by Jay Mart. Inside linebacker position. Batting that one away. And Charleston not able to put up their 3rd touchdown on as many drives.
No, and it seems like Nashville has finally realized that the Jason Voorhees mask is not real.
It's not real. Yeah.
And they decided to, hey, let's just play a little bit back, play a little bit of defense. Let's not blitz on every single down. And they're able to kind of stop the Charleston offense. And maybe they can finally get their offense going because they haven't been able to do anything at the moment.
Eric Blueberry with the punt. 1st down and 10. 1st down and 10 for Nashville. Cameron Irvine in the chat. Apparently, I use my body for money now. I only asked him to autograph. I mean, we were talking about the perfect hair in the photo. Listen. You do what you got to do. 2nd down and 4.
Use what you got to get what you want.
That's it. Sean Sanders with his first carry of the ball game. You're still just jealous of his hair.
That's 100% true. I wish I could use gel. I can't use gel.
I mean, you can use gel and just have a sticky head. I don't know why you would do that.
That's exactly it. I can't use it.
Split backs in the backfield now on 2nd down and 6. Put it on your cat. Thumper pitches this one down to Balmer. Balmer breaking tackles, getting 1st downs. Balmer's having a great day so far, Gerald, averaging 5 yards per carry. He's got 30 yards on 6 touches.
Yeah, and look, and when you give it to a big-bodied, back like that, I think they're trying to get a different approach because on the season, let's just go through like the running backs on the team. Easton King averaging 2.8 yards a carry. Sean Sanders 2.3, and then here it is right here. Jay Balmer averaging 2.8, but today he's averaging over 5.
Barely getting that pass away. Glide Clausen. I'm just going to go with it. Glide Clausen gliding his way to a 5-yard pickup. Thumper, longest pass, 82 yards on his career. Now it's not quite it. Thumper under center here on 2nd down. Back to Balmer. Can't quite get those 5 yards he's averaging. Picks up 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, but it's actually doing good right now. I like the fact that Nashville is getting the run game going right now, able to slow this game down a little bit and not allow the defense in front of Charleston to actually reach their quarterback.
Oh, Charleston sending pressure, trying to get there, and does.
Jack Brown coming in there. It looked like it would have been an easy pickup, but Jack Brown, being the Hall of Famer that he is, goes in there. Very good running back play recognition from him, able to get there and bring the running back down before he's able to pick up the yard of game.
Backup fullback Jeremy Johnson in that case instead of Jay Balmer. Oh, and a fumble. He's going to go by Nashville. He is gone. Nashville puts some points on the board. Touchdown tempo.
Just when you thought the game was going to get even scarier for Nashville, what do? They force a turnover off of special teams and able to pick it up and bring it in for the score. What a way to kind of make this game flip on top of his head. And they needed something good to happen for him, and they just got it right there.
They sure did. And it's, of course, their center, Mike Flanagan, who punches that ball out, because that's what centers are known for, is forcing fumbles. And then they've got Easton King on special teams. he picked it up, was able to run in. That's what running backs do, running it in for a touchdown, just not quite how he thought he would get that ball. Does that count as a rushing touchdown for him? I don't think it does.
He ran.
He picked up, he ran, he got a touchdown. So, I don't know.
And believe it or not, I'm sure Easton King wouldn't think that his first career touchdown would come on special teams returning a fumble for a touchdown.
Don't look now. Special teams back at it again. Oh, misses the tackle down the sideline and spins his way all the way up to the 26-yard line. What a great return, setting up Charleston in great field position. Nick twice.
And usually you would see this stuff happen from Doug Britton, but you can tell he's paying very much attention to how Doug Britton returns it because Nick Twice does it himself.
That is our breakaway play of the game, brought to you by Breaks GPT, sports memorabilia breakers and collectors. You never know whose autographed helmet you or jersey you might hit. Check them out at breaksgpt.com.
Tom Brady.
I was waiting for it. Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes. Got that Taylor Swift.
The Swifties.
Charleston, down he goes. Man, Nashville just fired into the backfield. Iman Kopech in at quarterback, and he was sacked for a 2-yard loss. Take Clay getting that one done. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. And it looked like it was going to be all Charleston so far, but Nashville taking advantage of the fumble, scoop, and score. 14-7 your score after 1 quarter of play, 3 quarters left. You're watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube. I'm Mike Dykes. He is Gerald Smith. Got Rochelle Colston, Jacob Clear on stats. Cameron Irvine, our producer back at SFL Studios, whom we shall never mention again.
Who are we talking about?
I don't know. I forgot.
Exactly. I love you, Cameron.
And that didn't last very long. Pass down the left side into double coverage. That one's incomplete. We get us fired. Doug Britton, the intended target. 3rd down and 12. So Nashville hoping to not surrender points here after allowing a pretty big kick return.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, even after that kick return, right, they still have the stiffness on the defense to be able to come out and actually still hold them in. And now they got their opponent facing 3rd and long right here.
Oh, that one's picked up, going back the other way. Tanner Hendricks gets the pick. No points surrendered. And now Nashville in a great opportunity, great situation here to try to tie this game up.
Yeah, it took them what, 3 quarters of the first quarter to finally get all those jitters out or whatever you want to call it, to find a nice pocket for themselves, to actually calm themselves down and to be able to get that special teams touchdown off of the fumble. And now, look, guess what Nashville did? They did what they do best in intercepting the balls out of the air and giving the ball back to their opponent. So are they starting to figure something out of what Charleston's doing? Yeah, they're making adjustments on defense and they're not blitzing as much.
Back down to the ground with Jay Ballmer. They'll pick up 3 yards, 2nd down and 7. Head coach on the sidelines giving some pointers. They want to get this thing tied up here after 14 points scored by Charleston to get the game started. And now things starting to go Nashville's way. We'll see if they're able to continue with this. Thumper passes over the middle, just overthrows his target. Tried to get it to glide. 3rd and 7.
Glide didn't glide, just...
He glided a little too short
enough
that time, yeah.
Should have just glide right on through and grab it. So, look, and I think this is a big 3rd down for them, getting that turnover just like they did. I think they need to get further down the field and try to get themselves points. I just don't know if they want to waste this.
Trips to the bottom. Thumper looks that way, goes the opposite way over the middle, and that one is incomplete. Pass once again intended for a glide. Couldn't haul it in. 4th down. Tommy Powers on to punt once again for Nashville. The SFL convention is headed to Baltimore for the 2025 convention, kicking off the league's 25th anniversary season. It'll be July 10th to the 14th, 2025. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor, and revel in the league's first convention on the East Coast. You can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. And if you're even thinking about going, go ahead and book that room. Get them while they're hot, because you don't have to pay anything now, and you can cancel it if your plans change. But best to get it on the books while there's rooms still available. And there's still plenty of rooms right now, but you never know when they might go away. And, you know, I think everybody just learned you're going to be able to bid on a autographed Cameron Irvine poster. I probably should have ran that by him first, but I didn't, and I stand by it.
Yeah, we should. I think it's going to go for a high dollar.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah. It's going to be about one of those 3 foot by 2 foot posters. Man, this dude is balling tonight, Gerald. Xavier Solomon. He is absolutely crushing it.
And they're having trouble. They're expecting the safeties to actually cover him, and he's just getting right in there. And it's the same safety. King Bradshaw is struggling covering, Solomon right here on all these passes. I just don't think, you wouldn't think that it'd be hard to cover a tight end as a safety,
right?
But apparently for them it is right now, because their linebackers are blitzing in, and it's leaving that middle area about 5 to 10 yards wide open.
119 yards now on 4 catches. That is wild. And a touchdown to boot. Ball handed off. Nick Hoagland gets his 4th carry on the night, picks up 6.
I think Nashville is going to have to start being a little bit strategic on how they're applying their blitzes, right? Because there's many times we've seen in this game, even though it's early, right? We've only just gone just past a full quarter played. But the way they're blitzing, they're leaving passing lanes wide open.
They just did it again. That allowed the rush to work once again. That time going to Ian Francis as he gets his first carry of the ball game.
They've sold out on trying to stop the run by Charleston.
Yeah, and when it works, it works. But when it misses for big yards.
Yeah.
Ball is handed off once again, running straight up the gut, picking up 6 yards. Going to fullback Brad Taylor Wright this time.
And I like the way Charleston is approaching this drive compared to how their last drive ended, right? It ended in a pass play. They threw a ball in coverage, and they got picked off. But here they are now. They're starting to slow the game down, play a little bit of ball control, and they're having success running the ball.
Hand off up the gut. Picking up another first down. That one's Hoagland. We've ran through a lot of the starting offense here, but let's make sure we touch on all of them. Iman Kopech and John Lakeman are the quarterbacks. Ian Francis, Nick Hoagland are the halfbacks. Terrell Sutherland and Brad Taylor Wright are the fullbacks. You got Doug Spelling, Nick Twice, Zorro Lunar, and Doug Britton at wide receiver. Leon Sandcastle, Breddington James at tight end, along with, Xavier Solomon, who's absolutely winning tonight. Yeah, speaking of winning, Jay Mart right in the backfield getting that TFL.
Jay Mart and Jose Fuentes blew that side of the line up and had nowhere for the running back to go. Jeez.
Lakeman to throw over the middle. That one's picked off as well. Chris Stash jumping in front of the ball, getting the pick, and the momentum stays with Nashville.
Yeah, and guess what they're doing? I feel like, Charleston is kind of playing with fire right here, right? By putting the ball in the air like that and then trying to, and trying to push it worked early on, but guess what? Nashville is reducing the amount of blitzes, and maybe they're showing blitzes and backing right out of it, thinking that it's going to be open, but Nashville's doing what they do best, right? This marks their 20th interception on the season.
Thumper back on the field, hands this one off to Sean Sanders. Carry number 2 for Sanders. Thumper's only completed 2 passes all game, Gerald. He's thrown it 7 times. He's got to clean that up. I mean, you can keep running it to Ballmer. He's having a great night so far, averaging 4.6. But Thumper, he's got 28.6% completion percentage. Got to get that higher.
And he actually doubles that on the season, right? He's got 51% completion percentage on the season so far. So he's not great at completing the passes, but he's not terrible either. He's actually in the bottom half of the league in completion percentage, but they got to find something more going. And I like the fact that they're getting their fullback involved in Jay Ballmer, because he's a very big back at 6'3", 260, and he can carry a load and actually fall forward for those extra yards.
Got kind of stuffed on that last one, though. We'll see what he's able to do here, if they go to him or if they go to the air. Jeff Banfield in motion up to the top. They are indeed going to go to Palmer, and why not? Oh, just like you just said.
And I do think the casualty he just gave out a body bag to, I do believe it was the, I don't know if it was that Jack Brown that just got run over? I don't think so. I think it was someone else. Jack Brown wouldn't take a hit like that. Jesus. It was Ryan Cook. He got murdered on that play.
First down and 10 from the 39-yard line. That one blown up in the backfield. King with a loss on the play. Ben Bowman getting in the backfield. 2nd and 11.
But Nashville's got to get something going, and I do think it has to take place in a run game right there. I'd ride Jay Ballmer as far as well. Oh, Jack Brown!
Yeah, right as you're calling for the run, Thumper throws a pick right to the Hall of Famer Jack Brown. 15 seasons in the league, 5-time All-Star player. That's why.
Switch Thumper, with the linebacker like that, if you watch that play over again, Jack Brown inched to the line, actually showed blitz, and what happened right as the ball was snapped, he backed right out of it. Switch Thumper thought he had something that wasn't there. Jack Brown just made a beeline for it, picked it off, and now he's got to steam the ball back.
Kopak back in at quarterback for Charleston. Short drop, quick throw. That one's complete to Spelling. 2nd down and 3. Spelling having a great season for Charleston. Now over 300 yards. He's there. Now over 400 yards. He's got about 450 on the season now. Their leading receiver. Top 15 in the league.
It's pretty crazy to think that he has not scored a touchdown with leading.
Yeah.
The team, the only one that's above, Xavier Solomon's in the 20s now. Like this game, but coming to this week, he was the only one above 20 catches on the team.
Doug Spelling with 34 receptions on the season, none of which have gone into the end zone. Like we mentioned earlier, the first touchdown by a wide receiver on Charleston so far this season through all of their games that they've played, 7 games.
What was that? Yeah. That was something cool.
Yeah, wonky little Friday the 13th-esque pass to Nick Hoagland.
That was something pretty special right there. He just dropped back. It's like the defender was coming. He's like, I got to get rid of this thing. And he's like, just did this weird, crazy pitch that it's not even a pitch. It's actually a forward pass.
He I think the kids call it yeeted. He yeeted that ball.
Yeeted it?
He yeeted it. I don't think that's what they say down in your parts.
Yeah, well, what do we say?
Oh, man, he threw the ball. Right? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. He's got another little wacky thing going on there. Look at these team stats, Gerald. Charleston absolutely just dominating so far.
Look, and for Nashville, right? So like we broke it down, their offense has struggled to move the ball. This holds true in this game right here, right now, right? They still continue to move the ball, struggle to move the ball on offense. Charleston is almost moving it at will at times.
Lakeman handing it off. And just getting absolutely jettisoned backwards. King Bradshaw laying quite the hit. 3rd down and 5 coming up. Well within field goal range.
Yeah, and I would, if I was Charleston right here, I'd find a safe pass if possible to throw it to, or some sort of, dump off if there's nothing down the field. Do not put the ball in jeopardy right here. Lots of blitzing.
Throw, end zone. That one is incomplete. It was definitely in jeopardy. Chris Stash almost got pick number 2.
The way these Nashville defenders close on the ball is kind of amazing to see, because you would think right here, you can see right here, it looked like the wide receiver had a step on it right there, but the defender closed in on and was able to knock the ball out.
That was Kopak throwing it once again. Kopak actually, I think, threw that last pick as well. 4th down and 5 now.
Yeah, it's at least they're getting points out of this trip down here this time to re-extend the lead to a 2-score lead right here. So, but Nashville is going to have to come up with something on the offensive side, because if they don't, they've only had, I think we saw 64 total yards of offense for themselves, and it's and look, and I don't even think they've gotten into. They may have, but I don't know they've even gotten into Charleston territory, because their only score has come off of a punt fumble that they had a scoop and score. So you know, they've tremendously struggled on offense. Nashville has.
Banfield returning this one up the middle, gets it up to the 29-yard line. We saw those team stats, 22 passing yards. That's it. It's still just 2 completions thrown by Switch Thumper. 1 to Glide Clausen for 5 yards and 1 to Jeff Banfield for 17. No passes completed to anybody else. And still only down by 10 points, but they've got to complete some passes and get back into this.
Yeah, they got to do a little bit more of something. I liked when they get Jay Ballmer involved in the run game, because they have had some success so far. He's averaging 5 yards a carry, 9 carries for 45 yards.
We'll stick to the ground, stick to Ballmer. Seen a lot of Ballmer this game so far, and you know, I don't blame him. On Mexico City, we love using Buford Van Dam. I mean, he's just a big-bodied beast that can just barrel that ball forward. How many B's can I say in one sentence? Big-bodied beast barreling the ball forward. I don't know. What else can I say for forward instead of someone starts left? Barreling the ball, not backwards. I don't know. 2-minute warning here in this one. I don't even know what I'm saying.
I didn't either. I was just going with yep. Just shaking my head. Yep.
See if Nashville can score before the end of the first half. They got the opportunity to double dip, Gerald. They get the ball to start half number 2. Banfield in motion up to the top. Split backs in the backfield. They'll go with the pitch down to Ballmer. Oh, he tried. He tried lowering that shoulder, but Sam Blotner's got a little bit of a different story, different plan. 3rd and 2.
You know, Blotner is one of the biggest, safeties I've ever seen.
One of the biggest humans I've ever seen.
He looks like a linebacker.
Looks like a linebacker in real life, too. He's just a big boy.
Large man.
Very intimidating. 3rd and 2. Crowd here in Charleston on their feet. Up the gut. Gets the first down easily. Johnson once again. Jeremy Johnson with the carry. Giving Ballmer a break.
Man, you got to keep this going.
Thumper, he'll throw down to the bottom, completes his 3rd pass of the ball game. That one good for 4. They will call their first timeout.
I don't know why they're. I guess I don't know. Maybe they didn't like the alignment that they had. Head coach James Walters decided to call a timeout there, kind of reset a little bit. Maybe get Ballmer a little bit of rest, get him back out there, because he's been their bright spot on offense.
Thumper completes that one, sets up a 3rd and inches. Timeout number 2 called as they want to get ready for these next 49 yards.
And I feel like they have to do something before half. They have to get points before half, at least on the offense, to give yourself a little bit of momentum going into half. Because if you come away with nothing on offense, I mean, what's that say for, I guess, the confidence on the offense? Because they just haven't had a whole lot of success at all.
See if they can pick up the inches they need. They do. Guy Clausen gets the catch. They'll call their last time out. And now we'll see if they go into the hurry-up mode. Try to barrel down the field, get that touchdown. To your point, they could at least get a field goal on this one. As mentioned, they'll get the ball to start the second half. Then they'd have an opportunity to tie it up. Of course, they are hoping for a touchdown here.
Yeah, but I don't want them to make it, have them feel like, hey, they have to throw it way down the field, and then they're
just going to rip it down there.
And what does it matter?
Yeah, he gets the catch. They will go into the hurry-up from the 23-yard line. About a 20-yard completion there. Thumper throws a much shorter completion this time. Jimmy Foster picks up 5.
And this ought to show Nashville something, at least going forward, right? Their 2-minute offense is showing some success.
2 receivers top, 1 to the bottom, and Thumper will spike the ball. Gerald is miffed.
What?
Like I said, Gerald is miffed.
Like you literally waste all that time to spike it down. You lose a whole down right here. I don't know why you would. I don't know what. They're 5 and 2. So I don't know if I want to question it too much, but I questioned them last week. So
Thumper up top. Oh, that one tackled in the backfield. Obviously, they'll have to let the clock roll. No timeouts left, but they will indeed have time to get Victor Ironleg out onto the field. He'll try this one from 36 yards from the right hash.
And maybe, and maybe this is just the way they drew it up right here to, you know, kind of play for the field goal. Don't jeopardize anything.
13th make of the season for Ironleg on Friday the 13th after an 11-play, 52-yard drive. Brings us to halftime.
It's kind of odd to say, too, like, we're actually 1 second from halftime, I think. But it's kind of crazy to say that was their best drive of the season, which was a 2-minute type offense, only go 52 yards and amounts to a field goal. The reason why it was their best one, in my opinion, is because it amounted into points and they closed the game down to a 1-score game, and they get the ball after half.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Michael Trullo in the chat says, don't you guys live in the same place? When I said, you know, down in your parts, I meant the parts that, you know, you're from.
Yeah, that's where I'd be from. Yep.
Chow, man. We still need to do a crawfish boil, though. Just got to find a spot to get some crawfish. That'll bring us to the half now. Nick Hoagland picking up 5 triple zeros on the clocks. Half the game down, half the game left to go, as Charleston still out in front in this one, 17-10, but now nursing their lead. Charleston will get the ball to start the second half. We'll head to halftime and take a gander at the first half stats and some photos. Gerald, your thoughts on the first half of the game?
Well, I just seen a sign right as we were breaking to half. Drown in darkness is what the theme is for Charleston tonight. And it looked like they were actually drowning Nashville in that darkness until that fumble on the punt.
Yep.
Where Nashville got a little bit of life and they were able to sustain a little bit and actually close it down to a 1-score lead. So it's going to be a very, very interesting, you know, second half to see how Nashville is going to start out with this getting possession right at the half.
Xavier Solomon, your halftime player of the game, 4 receptions, 119 yards. Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a quick halftime break presented by Brakes GPT.
Just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
A brand new broadcaster have his own mini helmet. I don't understand that one. Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Brakes GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Brakes GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, BrakesGPT.com. Did you happen to catch Tom Brady's first broadcast?
I did not.
You're fine.
Yeah, it was intentional.
First half stats on the screen. Charleston darn near doubled everything in, well, sorry, total yards, passing yards even more than doubled, rushing yards not quite as much as Nashville has the edge on them there, 66. Switch Thumper on the field here for the second half, 8 of 15, about 60 yards, no touchdowns and a pick. Had a lot of trouble getting completions in the first half. Gerald had only 2 up until that final drive when he finally got some things going.
Yeah, and they've struggled right all season offensively, right? They have been as opportunistic. It seems like also that they don't stretch the field, right? And maybe that's within their game plan. But you know, if you I say that, and there goes Banfield.
Thumper to Banfield to the end zone. He's gone. 20, 10, 5 Touchdown, Nashville double dips, extra point away from tying this one up. Gerald, you said Charleston was drowning them in darkness. Well, guess what? They climb back out and they have this thing tied back up. It's a whole new ball game to get the second half going.
Yeah, and just as Charleston started, opened up the game with that big long pass, guess what Nashville does? They do something similar themselves, and just as I mentioned that they don't stretch the field, what do? Exactly as I say it, they stretch the field, throw it to Banfield, which brings me to back to my trivia question. And Jeff Banfield, does anyone know where in the draft was he drafted?
I totally forgot you even asked that. I don't know if we got any answers.
Well, I don't think we did because it was a big play and I got cut off.
Yeah.
You tend to want to do that a lot, but I kind of talk.
I try to get you to stop talking as often as I can, and I constantly fail.
So Jeff Banfield.
Jeff Banfield, where was he drafted? Is that your question? Like which team drafted him?
They'll get a Mexico City inspired T-shirt from me at the next convention if they attend.
Mexico City inspired, you say, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll have our logo all over it. Robert Thump says 5th round. That you want to know what team?
No.
Drafted him?
No. Like what position? Was he in the first half of the draft?
Oh.
Was he in the middle? Was he at the end?
Oh, I got you. Well, Robert Thump says 5th round.
I don't know the round, but I know where.
Well, that makes absolutely no sense.
Maybe it was the 5th round. Well, maybe it was the 5th round. No, he was.
Maybe he won. Shouldn't you know? You ask a trivia question, you don't know the answer.
I do know the answer to it. I know the position.
What is the square root of 47.6?
The exact position, the exact number
like
he was.
Which? Okay. So like he was drafted, okay. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, Lakeman getting back into the action, throws a 9-yard completion. The Lakeman 6 of 8.
Sounds like, that's an L. Yep, a big L by me.
Yep.
100%.
Now 7 of 9, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 161 yards.
Completely unprepared. There you go. JW, looked it up. Very last pick.
That's the way to use your resources.
Very last pick.
3rd down and 1 coming up after that carry there. Yeah, so the last pick of the draft, huh?
Mr. Irrelevant, and now he's getting 80-yard TDs in his back pocket.
That's what's up.
To tie a ball game up at that.
The very last pick of the draft can sometimes turn into one of the greatest players in the SFL. Do you know who else? Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I do know.
You do know. Will there be a trivia question too then? Oh, look at that pickup. Nick Hoagland running up the right side, getting into Charleston territory. So who's arguably one of the greatest SFL players of all time? This is for the chat, see if anybody knows. Who was also drafted as the very last pick in the draft. I guess that's somewhat opinion related, but I don't care.
Oh, no, it's not. It's very factual.
I got the receipts.
It's very factual.
I got the receipts.
Literally.
It's true. 1st down and 10 for the Predators. At the Nashville 48-yard line. Broken tackle. Oh, 1st down. Getting knocked out of bounds. Nice pickup there. I was going to say Ian Francis, but it's not. But a good pickup. All the same.
Well, yeah, it is
Francis.
It is Ian Francis.
Well, his 6 is spooky. It looked like
I was about to say the spooky lettering almost looks like spider webs and everything else on the back. But look, what a way! I like how Charleston, after giving up like this 2-score lead, that they've actually come back and they're battling back. Right? They said, "Hey, this is our lead, and we're playing at home, and we want to drown them in darkness, so we're going to run back down there and try and get us some more points."
Throw over the middle. That one is caught.
Wow.
By guess who? Xavier Solomon.
He is so dominant right now. And the thing about it, I mean, he's coming right off the line. He's not surprising anybody, but it's just that they need to give King Bradshaw some help right there because he is struggling to cover Xavier Solomon right here. He's been the game changer right now. Talk about the X-weapon, Xavier.
Pass down to the bottom.
Throw it to him again.
Picks up 5 that time. Got a couple guesses. Looks like Doug Day guessed Bailey O'Shaughnessy. Fox Highwind says, is it Jeffrey Daggs? No, he wasn't even drafted. He was just bestowed upon London until London, I don't know, booted him. We took him in Mexico City. I don't know if I'd call Jeffrey Daggs the greatest player of all time. He's my kid. He's an annoying little twerp. Does have a driver's license now, though. First down picked up by Hoagland. First down and goal. Should we take more guesses? Listen,
why not?
Last pick of the draft, Hall of Fame player.
100%. I don't know if there's ever be another picked last Hall of Fame player. I don't think. I don't think anywhere is near that status.
141 yards now for Solomon, a career high in the 4K23 era. Yeah, that's the last. I can't give you any more clues. Last pick of the draft, Hall of Fame player, played for many seasons, no longer active in the league. That's what I'll say.
He is a world champion too.
Yeah.
SFL champion.
Yeah, won an SFL championship. Kopech throws. That one's incomplete. 3rd and goal. There we go. We have a winner. Doug Day.
Twinkies for everybody.
Twinkies for everyone, unless you have diabetes. Don't do that. Matt Wilson, the very last pick of the draft by the Santa Fe Gorillas. Now the Mexico City Aztecs.
If anybody hasn't watched his Hall of Fame speech,
you're missing out.
It's a thing of greatness.
SFL YouTube. Pull
it'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry.
Lakeman, end zone.
Oh,
touchdown,
wow.
Charleston. They reclaim their lead.
And what a way for them to answer right after going down there and allowing that big touchdown by Nashville. They come right back, and Zorro Lunar comes right in there on a slant route from the Lakeman. The touchdown. They retake the lead by 7.
Charleston finally getting the wide receivers involved in the touchdown game. They had Doug Britton with a receiving touchdown earlier on this evening. Now Zorro Lunar with his first receiving touchdown of season 23, putting Charleston out in front with the extra point, 24-17 over Nashville. 10 plays, 69 yards, about just under 4 minutes off the clock. Nashville will get the ball back, get another crack at it.
For all you betting people who betted under, I would have betted under because we had a couple of anemic type offense when it comes to scoring points. But guess what? Or even moving the ball.
Yeah.
Guess what? We done hit the over right now. We are sitting at 41 points. The over under was 38.
Yep, that ship sailed, wrecked, and sank to the bottom of the ocean.
Yep. The house takes your money. Better off playing the Mega Millions. I think somebody won the Mega Millions.
They did. Which is good because, listen, when the Mega Millions gets like to almost $1 billion, you can't not buy a ticket, but it's just a waste of money. Somebody wasn't wasting money.
Balmer?
Oh, Balmer down the right sideline. He's not just a runner, folks. He can catch the ball.
Comes out the backfield, and you can tell they've actually done their homework. When they went to half, they said, hey, Balmer's being one of our most dominant players on offense today. Let's get him more involved. And what do? They put him on somewhat of a wheel route coming out of the backfield and actually throw the ball to him.
I gotta put Van Damme on a wheel route like that. Let's see what he can do.
He's a big man. How big is Van Damme?
He's the size of an African elephant, I think.
It's like 320 pounds.
At least
7'8". Well,
give or take. 7'12", I think. But that's 8 feet. I know. Picked off. Wow, momentum has totally swung back Charleston's way. Ryan Cook, cooking him, gets the pick.
Ryan Cook, after getting bulldozed over by Jay Balmer earlier in the game, comes up, plays really tight coverage. Not the best pass from Switch Thumper, but what a way for him to stop and turn around and grab the ball. And now Charleston has the momentum back in their corner.
How many likes are on this video so far? It's not enough. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you've got your notifications on so you won't miss a minute of SFL and SFLM action. Help the channel grow through your support. Minor league action's got to be coming back up soon, Gerald, to get the second half of the season 9 going. Did a little unique way, played half a season, and then going to finish up the other half closer to the end of this season.
Yeah, we need to do that every season. Give our wonderful commish somewhat of a break.
Yeah.
And then look, I'm still working on Mr. Irvine giving us like a bunch of division games.
There you go. Look at this run.
Wow.
Up the right side. Nah, he still hasn't been touched. He was never touched on that entire run. He just decided, I guess it's time to go out of bounds. Ian Francis.
I feel like they're running behind him and like, I don't want to touch him. That thing looks like it's quite spiderwebby on his numbers. I should not grab it. Should I? Should I not? Should I? But Charleston is showing, look, just as when Nashville thinks, hey, they got some of the momentum back, scoring 10 unanswered points to tie the game up. Charleston comes right back down, scores a touchdown, they take the lead, and then they pick it right off, and they get themselves, you know, at near field goal territory now.
The Lake man, he's going to try to run, but he's going to go down. Sacked by Jay Mart.
Yeah, and you know what? The Lake man needs to get that shuffle back going. Yeah. Because he was trying to just run right over midfield to give him a little Lake man shuffle. You might have been able to get yourself a little bit of space and run through.
That's what's up.
But, I mean, credit to the Nashville defense, right? They've been blitzing in there all game. And they've actually got, what, 2-3 sacks on the game right now.
Kopech.
Oh, there's another.
Leveled.
Holy cow. Tigger Clay right on the outside. Untouched. Look, and also give credit to the DBs right there, right? Because the quarterback had enough time to potentially find someone or get rid of the ball. Tigger Clay, you know, pretty much mailed it in and just took a wide turn, like an 18-wheeler, going around a turn, a huge wide turn, and still got to the quarterback for a sack. 3rd and 17.
4 receivers set for this 3rd and 17. Britton moves up to the top. 4 wide receivers for Lakeman going down the right sideline. Oh, and
I thought he had it.
I thought he had it too. Pass was broken up. Great pass defense by Xavier Rowe the 3rd. And all that momentum comes to a halt.
He fit that ball right in there, and it just got dropped by Zorro Lunar. Oh man, but good play by the defenders right there to converge on the wide receiver and knock the ball out of his hands.
Yeah, and that one totally knocked
catch that
out of field goal range. Yeah, caught it at the 2, brought it up to the 11. And maybe because it was good. Well, you get excited sometimes. It's okay.
Animated.
Yeah, it's that Cajun side of you. It's just extra spicy sometimes.
No,
now
like
knock it off.
He caught it at like the 1 or 2 yard line. That was a bad move.
Ball is handed off for a pickup of 3 yards. And Nashville now looking up at that scoreboard, down a touchdown. Spooky goalposts. Friday the 13th is much better when it's in October. You ever think about that?
Oh, yeah.
It's just a good month for it.
I mean, if you got Friday the 13th in December, I don't think it has the same ring to it.
Spooky Santa Claus. I mean, it does have Claus in his name.
Just put Jason Voorhees with Santa hat on.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if anybody watches the Terrifier, but apparently the Terrifier movie, Terrifier 3, it's going to be Christmas themed.
Oh, that's interesting.
You watch that movie?
I've never seen it, no. I'll have to watch it after the game. Oh, that pass broke. Was that broken up?
It sure was. Well,
I mean, it's 4th down, but it looked like he set the ball down after.
Yeah, no, it was 3rd and 4 right there on that, and he just dropped the ball. But that wasn't, and look at where they're at. Had he got that, he would have got himself close. I know they're only just a few yards shy of the 20, but man, let's hope your punter got quite the leg on him to be able to get it further down, because it just wasn't a good decision to catch that ball where they did.
They don't call him Powers for nothing. Back to the Charleston 48-yard line. At least they got it onto the opponent's side of the territory. Goonie Bear in the chat says, just hire Krampus for, your December Friday the 13th special.
I guess. I don't know. Friday the 13th, I feel like you have to have Jason Voorhees participate.
What if you just had Santa Claus wearing a Jason Voorhees mask along with Freddy Krueger's claws? That'd be something.
That'd be pretty scary.
Lakeman up top. Man, what was that? Nashville, they tied the game at 17. 2-play drive with an interception and a 3-play drive with a punt. That's what they've had since that time. They'll need to do better. They got to first have their defense get this ball back.
I very rarely hear you disappointed, but you looked at last week and was like, wait, what was that?
Well, it's just Not a lot of oomph in that throw. Hoagland, he'll pick up 4, setting him up with a 3rd and manageable.
Look, and this is a big, I think it's a big down right here for Nashville to try and regain some of this momentum that they seemingly had at the end of the, right before half and starting off the 3rd quarter right here, because they seemingly lost a lot of it.
Lakeman over the middle, wide open. Getting the first down. Nice catch by Lunar. Moving the sticks.
And that was all timing right there. And all they did was just wait their time as the defenders cleared the zone. Right there was a huge empty zone. Great route run by Lunar right there, and great way for the quarterback to actually find him right there, right where, if you look at, if you want to replay that play, you would see the defenders just vacated that area, finding their zones.
Short drop by Kopeck gets that pass out for a gain of 6 yards. I wonder if the quarterbacks get tired running off and on and off and on. Charleston switches them out a lot. Kopeck remains on the field this time.
Well, I mean, they're getting that cardio in each and every week. I'm assuming they do it in practice too.
Sure, yeah, just sideline to sideline sprints.
I wouldn't do it. Just leave me on the side.
I'm retired from running. That's why I don't play anymore. Like, listen, if I had like a bear chasing me, I'd just be like, I guess this is it.
this is how I'm going.
This is how I die.
Now, let me ask something. If you had a koala chasing you, because you're just kind of a bear, not a bear.
Yeah.
What would you like? Oh, just give me a hug.
I'd probably just. Well, they're nasty. I mean, like, they're vicious little creatures. I mean, they're not nice. That 3rd down not picked up. Still inside of field goal range, but. I mean, listen, I love koalas. You can look in the broadcast booth. You can see 2 of them within visual range here. But they're nasty little critters. Not just like disease-ridden wise, although they are.
That's what That's what I thought when you said nasty.
No, they're mean. They're mean. 46-yard attempt. Oh, it's wide right. And a turnover on downs as Brechet misses the kick.
And Brad Brechet misses the kick right there. And he's, coming in this week, he's 93%. He was 235 attempts, 218 makes. He's 5th all time, and he misses that one. Not quite what you expect from a veteran of his caliber.
Michael Chirillo thinking we've reached SFL After Dark territory since we're talking about koalas. Clearly missed the Matt Wilson weekly kickoff show.
Sure did.
We can tell who's there and who's not.
Sure enough.
Thumper throws that one, gets it complete. And let's see if Nashville can get a better drive. You saw the stats up on the screen after they had to punt. They had a short drive with a pick, a short drive with a punt. Can they get a first down and try to get things going? Maybe flipping the field will help them out. 13 seconds away from the 4th quarter. That one running up the middle.
Sanders.
Oh, there you go. There's your first down. Sanders picks up the first. That'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books. 10 minutes remains here from Charleston. The Predators out in front in this one, 24-17, but Nashville on the move. You're watching the SFL on YouTube.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
I'm Mike Dykes. He's Gerald Smith, Jacob Clear, Rochelle Colson on stats, Cameron Irvine back at SFL Studios on production, Nashville on the field on offense. Thumper down to the bottom. That one complete to Banfield, the last overall pick of his respective draft.
Yeah, look, and it was a very good route run by him too, right? Made a nice, quick, short route right there, and look at him, 124 yards. He's having Xavier Solomon type numbers right now.
Sure is. Looks like they'll go back down to the ground here, and they do with a pitch down to Balmer.
Oh.
Stiff arms a man and then gets absolutely leveled. Leo Morris bringing him down, but not before another Nashville first down. So our producer puts them on blast for the last 2 drives, and now they got one going.
Yeah, that's the way it works. Just like, I got with Carolina and everything else.
That's why they're going to get the win this week.
I doubt it.
I clearly, even you picked against them. How'd that work for you when you picked Florida? Balmer picks up 2. Jack Brown with the tackle. You like how I ask you a question like that, calling you out, and then quickly just start calling a play again?
Yeah.
Don't really give you a chance to answer?
Nope.
Just keep cutting you off?
I'll just
Yeah, I'm
look.
going to keep doing it.
I'll just look. I'll just look.
Banfield last week versus Denver had 6 catches, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns. Currently 4 receptions, about the same amount of yards, 1 touchdown. Gets that pass complete. To glide. Look at him gliding down the sideline into the red zone. Is he ever going to go out of bounds? Finally pushed out at the 12. Glide Clausen. First down, Nashville.
Yeah, the wide receiver that used to be a tight end at one time down in Detroit, St. Louis through Detroit, and now he's here in Nashville, getting that catch and getting them, right on the where they at the 12-yard line right here. They're in prime position to potentially score and tie this game up. They can still pick up a first down if they get inside the 2-yard line.
First down and 10 from the 12. 8:20 to go in the ball game. 1 touchdown game. Thumper looking, firing, end zone, touchdown. 1-point game. Extra point pending to tie this one up. Kenny Hendricks gets the catch, gets the score.
Kenny Hendricks coming up with a huge catch right here to pull within 1 score of Charleston. Just as we thought Charleston kind of regained that momentum and everything else there, the Nashville defense was able to keep them in it and give them the ball back, and they have been really opportunistic. And now look at it. I would not have thought that these two offenses today versus one another would have put up over 20 points apiece. And here we are, near the beginning of the 4th quarter, and now we got a tie ball game at 24 apiece.
All tied up, 7 plays, 64 yards, a little over 2 minutes off the clock. Yeah, 24 points apiece. Yeah, listen, only 2 touchdowns away each from hitting the just about hitting the over on their own.
Yeah, it's insane. They're actually went way over at this point, right? And I wouldn't have guessed it either if I was a betting guy. Like, yeah, these teams are kind of, the way they score points, they kind of struggle a little bit, right? They kind of struggle moving the ball, and they're very defensive dependent. But here they are. I mean, they're each offense is put up some points, right? Nashville got one of their touchdowns from their special teams unit, but still put up a lot of points.
Let's see what Charleston can do. Lakeman in at quarterback, short pass over the middle. Still didn't get a lot of air under that one. Gerald completed it for 6, but his last couple of throws have been really close to the turf.
Well, I think, when it seems like, they got a total of 3 interceptions thrown from their quarterback crew, 2 or 3 interceptions thrown from their quarterback crew. So they're trying to keep it away from the ball hawking Nashville defense.
True. Kopech back in now.
It looks like they're bringing heat right here.
And Kopech identified that. They're going to try to run up the gut. Picks up 2 of what he needs. 3rd down and 2 now coming up.
I'll tell you what, I was pretty impressed by the offensive line of how many people Nashville sent right there that they were actually to pick up 2 yards, because they actually held their own and opened up somewhat of a running lane for the running back.
Oh, look at that. Speaking of running lanes, look at the move. Nick Hoagland doing a shuffle of his own and stashes down.
Did he break the ankles of Chris Stack?
I think he might. You know what? For once, we know what the injury was before it even get called out. Literal broken ankles.
We're gonna see who was it. Oh no, Chris Stack got pancaked.
He just got trucked.
Somebody pancaked him off the line, and he just laid there dead.
Somebody blocked him straight into the blue injury tent.
I don't understand, what's up with these guys when they just get hurt? They just go stiff like a board, like they're planking.
Like rigor mortis sets in instantaneously.
It's an SFL tradition. Just lay there.
And when you're injured, don't move. Pitch down to the bottom. Hoagland breaks 2 tackles. Wow. Gets the first down. Broke 2 tackles and then took a defender for a 5-yard ride. First down and 10. Charleston, they want to reclaim this lead.
Yeah, look, and it seems like, and look right here, 81 yards right here by him, over almost 5.5 yards a carry.
Yeah,
kind of got him just beyond midfield right here. I mean, this is, these 2 teams offensively, and the things that they've done at times have been, quite impressive. Got
to take care of that football though. Lakeman, the quarterback. He'll throw over the middle, takes care of it there, finds Spelling, picks up 9, 2nd down and 1. Those are the sort of passes that he needs to be able to make. Same thing with Kopech. Just look for the open defender, take what the defense gives you. Nothing wrong with running it. Honestly, you know what? It's nothing wrong with taking a sack too sometimes.
Yeah, look, and I do think the quarterbacks are actually taking, you know, a note from like the baseball stuff. To you keep the ball down, it helps prevent the home runs. They're keeping the ball low, near you know chest levels and hip level to keep it down. So they're not putting it too far high to give the defenders too much time to get up underneath it.
About 80 yards for Hoagland tonight. That's the most in nearly a year. About 11 months almost to the day. 3rd down and 2. Outside of field goal range, so they want to keep this drive going. You give it back to Nashville, that could be the end of the game for you. Going up the middle, Nashville gets the stop. No yards surrendered, and Charleston will have to punt. Havo Ramsey making another key play, his second one on this drive.
If I'm Charleston, I'm really taking a second guess at a second thought at maybe going for it on 4th down. Here, I mean, they're obviously punting, but
yeah.
I do think if you pick this up the way the game's been going, you might be able to hold on to the ball and win the game right at the end with these last 5 minutes left.
And to counter that, by punting that one away, Nashville only needs a field goal to take the lead. We see the updated team stats, things starting to look a little bit more even. Nashville now getting completions. Thumper, we mentioned how he was struggling through most of the entire first half. It wasn't until the 2-minute drill he got his 3rd completion and beyond. Now 217 passing yards for Thumper. Back on the field now and throws it to the grass.
And I don't know what that was. And you know, one of their bright spots has been, in my opinion, it's been Jay Ballmer and the way he's been able to run the ball. Because like I said, as a collective group, they've been getting under 3 yards a carry.
Yeah, Thumper with 7 out of 10, 2 touchdowns, and of course the 1 interception. But pretty good stats for the last 10.
2 touchdowns in his last 10.
Yeah, that's a lot for 10 passes. Goes down the left sideline. Look at that catch. Yeah, Sean Sanders with the one-handed catch. That's pretty good for a halfback. He's got some, you guessed it, nice hands. That's a nice hands catch brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands. Play the only video game with your player in SFL 4K23. Everybody getting it done to help Nashville get this drive going.
And they actually split Sean Sanders out wide right there, right? You would think it would be almost like a decoyish type thing, right? Yeah. And maybe kept the defender kind of, not really paying much attention. But here it is, Sean Sanders making a one-handed catch.
Thumper under center, goes back down to the ground. Easton King with the carry, 2nd down and 8. Still plenty of time left on the clock. But if Nashville does manage to play this drive right, they could potentially chew up most of the clock in the rest of this game. They have not done that yet this game, though. I think the average drive is probably about a minute for both of these teams. We've got one that was about 2 minutes, and that's it.
We've had a lot of splash plays in this game.
Yeah.
It's a sack.
Speaking of sack, 3rd down and 9 now. We've seen him earlier, Titarius Darshington, the season 22 defensive rookie of the season, gets his 2nd sack on the day.
Yeah, and coming, and just going right around that right tackle and just blew right by him. That the tackle was expecting him to engage, but Darshington just rode right around him with the speed he has coming off the edge and able to bring back the switch Thumper.
Thumper throws over the middle, complete, 1st down, Clyde Clausen getting it up to the 45-yard line, keeping the drive alive.
And you can tell, look, I know nobody probably watched this on this play right here, aside from Darshington himself, the way he played the play before, and you can see him right here. Instead of going outside, he turns inside and has almost a free rush toward the quarterback. But good thing for switch Thumper, he actually saw it and able to get it to his receiver in Glide, and they able to pick up the 1st down. But that's how, look, especially for the young people watching right here, you have to keep your offensive lineman you're going up against if you're on a defensive end, guessing on which way you go. Play before he goes around and gets a sack. What's he do? He acts like he's going on the outside and runs right up the middle.
Got Clausen getting crazy in the chat right now. I ain't going to read that one. 2nd down and 13. That tackle for a loss. Sean Sanders getting tackled for a loss of 3 on the play. 3 minutes, 15 seconds and counting.
And Blotner, like you said, he's built like a large human being, like a linebacker. He plays the line of scrimmage like one, too.
Pass up top into double coverage. Incomplete, but flag on the play. Looks like some defensive pass interference, and that is indeed the call. Will set Nashville up with a free 1st down.
That's our first penalty of the game, I do believe, right there in the pass interference. And, Yeah, it looked, I don't know. I guess it was. Jack Brown did impede his stuff and actually hit him probably for the ball get there. So
he ran into him.
Not quite like, you know, my two-lane green wave from last week got cheated on a phantom offensive pass interference call. But that's a whole nother story.
3 receiver set. Here on 1st down and 10 from their own 49. Thumper looks going down the right sideline. That one's incomplete. Pass was broken up by Blotner once again. 2nd down, clock stopped, 3:03.
And it was intended for Sean Sanders. They split him, split him out on the other side right there, but Blotner was having none of it. Laid the hit on him right as he got his hands on it.
You know, sometimes we split Ray Bentley out as a wide receiver, but it's like a decoy of a decoy, I think. Well, throw it to him that much out that way. If we do, it was like, well, that play was pretty much broken. Thumper up top. That one's complete. Gets it to Clausen. He'll pick up 7, 3rd down and 3.
And you can tell how they was playing these next 2 plays right here, especially the way just glided himself for about 6 yards or so, caught the pass, and then able to pick up another yard. So you can tell how they're playing it right here. They're playing it safe, which I don't have a problem with at all.
They need to keep this drive going with this one. Ballmer, can he get there? No, and the Charleston defense does what they need to do. Khalil Thomas with the hit.
Wow, he come in there, and Jay Ballmer's been just laying people out. Khalil Thomas was having none of it. Just come right in there and says, no, sir, you're not getting what you think you are. And it was generous giving him any yards of gain on that one.
Charleston now in prime position. They call for the fair catch and just let it bounce. So that's not what a fair catch is, just to let you know, in case you didn't. Typically, a fair catch involves a catch.
Yeah, it's fair to catch it. No one can hit you.
He basically waved at the ball and ran away.
I wish there was no fair catches in football.
Ooh.
And no catch interference. If you want to get in the way of the ball, you deserve to get smashed.
That's all right. This ain't the SFL. They probably have vicious rules like that. All right, let's see what Charleston can do here. Setting themselves up for a 2-minute drill. 2nd down and 13. 3-yard tackle for a loss by Danny Carmichael. 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Who's going to win this one? Charleston in possession of the football. Can they get in field goal range? Brad Bretchett missed one earlier, Gerald. And we'll see. He might get another opportunity to redeem himself.
Yeah, and we could be looking at a little bit of a different game if that field goal had gone through. But, I mean, are we going to see similar play calling like we've seen for Charleston like a couple of weeks ago when they lost?
Kopak hands this one off to Hoagland. Hoagland, no gain on the play. 3rd down and 13 now. See, the problem is they're backed up so far that they know if they throw an interception right here, that almost instantaneously gives Nashville the ability to kick a field goal and win the game.
And you say that and it's 3rd and 13. They've reached the 10. I think they feel safe enough.
3rd and 13 on the 13th.
Oh!
Gets it up top, but that one is incomplete. Yeah, he did. Britton caught that ball, but knocked out by Carmichael. He had a TFL earlier on this drive, and now just breaks that one up, saves his team a bunch of time, and with Charleston backed up as much as they are, they'll get decent starting field position. Gerald, they're not going to have all that far to go to get in field goal range for Victor Ironlag, who has not missed one on the season. And here on Friday the 13th, how many kicks does he have on the season? 13. Look at this. Ball comes down at the Charleston 44-yard line. They've got to go 10 yards. If they get 15 yards on this drive, they got this.
So we think. I mean, we just seen Brad Bretchett early in the game miss a field goal, which I thought was for him somewhat of a gimme, but he hit that thing wide right, and
crazy stuff happens on Friday the 13th.
Sure enough, man. But they got about 15-ish yards, like you said, to get themselves in very comfortable field goal range. But who knows? Nashville needs to play it safe right here. I think it's Ballmer.
Yeah, Ballmer gets bottled up at the line. No gain, 1 yard gain on the play. A generous spot. Khalil Thomas gets the stop. And Charleston, they're going to let this clock roll on defense. They're going to hope that they can get their defense the stop they need and get the offense the ball back, maybe even in overtime. Thumper up top. That one is incomplete. That would have given them field goal range if Clausen had caught it. But now 3rd down and 9 with 1:01 to go.
Yeah, that looked a bit chaotic right there in that pass. It looked like it was thrown in traffic, that he wasn't really open. I think Thumper is really fortunate that wasn't picked off. But here's a huge third down for both teams right here.
Charleston crowd as loud as they've been all night. Thumper back to pass. Looking, he throws, and it's incomplete. Time left on the clock, and Tommy Powers out to punt for the tempo. Charleston, they'll get another crack at it, Gerald, but if they're pinned back too far, they probably won't be all that aggressive. They're going to probably play for overtime.
Yeah, and guess who it was applying the pressure right there? Once again, it was Darshington getting in there. And he's putting on a clinic right there at his left end spot against that right tackle.
Yeah, Darshington probably would have my vote for at least defensive player of the game so far. He's been a one-man wrecking crew, and that one goes into the end zone for the touchback. Hey, he heard your note, no more fair catches. Gets tackled in the end zone for the touchback.
But why would you just not let that go? Why would you take the hit?
He told you told him to. People listen to you, man, and see what happens. Bad things.
No, I don't think I said catch it in the end zone. Because had he got hit and dropped it, he would have muffed it, and it would have been game over.
That would have been awkward. Yeah. Listen, I don't know. Talk to him post game. Lakeman. Oh, no, excuse me. Kopech under center here on first down and 10. Kopech up top. Wide open, but he missed that pass. I'm not sure if Lunar tripped or if it's just some Friday the 13th hijinks, but he missed.
That's exactly what we got. We got people catching, punts at the 2, and then we just had one catch it in the end zone
and get murdered.
Yeah,
Voorhees style. I don't know if it was, but anyway, Lakeman back in. Britton up top. 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. They will throw. Lakeman, quick pass over the middle. That one is complete. 42 seconds. They call their first timeout. This might be the first timeout ever called in the history of a Gerald Smith broadcast that he agrees with.
Yeah, I do, because you know what? You got down the field. You got yourself past the 30 right here. So I think it was a good time to call a timeout now. Depending on where you are, on your next completion, if it is short in what you have, right? And then, I mean, it's a play-by-ear situation, I think.
Kopech back in now at quarterback. Kopech down to the bottom. That one's tipped in, incomplete. Tried to hit Doug Spelling. Second down and 10, 38 seconds to go.
Xavier Rowe with a very, very good pass defense right there. Tight coverage, got his arm out in front of it and able to knock the ball away.
Lakeman back in now at quarterback. And a man to keep an eye on there. Xavier Solomon moves up top to the tight end spot. Lakeman goes deeper than that and gets the catch at the 50. They'll call timeout number 2. They've got about 20 yards to field goal range, but Brechet, like you said, missed one. Do you remember how far that one was?
I think it was 47, possibly. It wasn't a short
46.
Kick.
Yeah, 46 yard field goal. So hey, you were close. Thanks to the stats crew for giving us the actual number. So a 46-yard field goal would be from about the 30.
What a catch!
And he's past the 30. Doug Spelling inside the 20. And with 26 seconds to go, Charleston in prime position to get the win.
And Brad Brechet is on the sideline getting that leg ready. But what a catch right there by Doug Spelling, being able to go up around the defender and bring it and get them within field goal range right now. Now, what are they going to do? Are they going to try and waste time right here and just do it? Or are they going to run a play? Like, if they put the ball in the air, I just might have to go down there and grab Jacob Clear by the collar and be like, what are you doing?
Lakeman's still in. I think they're going to still try to go for the touchdown here, and they do indeed throw it.
Wow.
First down and goal from the 5.
It's so dangerous against this squad. What's going on?
They called their final timeout. Oh, excuse me. I think, you know what? I think Nashville probably called that timeout.
Yeah, but God, man, they're still going to have to be careful right here. Do not put the ball in the air, because that is what Nashville does best on defense. They take the ball away.
They do.
And they're coming out in a spread formation right here.
Yeah.
I'm not liking this
Nashville
right now.
defenders all back in the end zone. The pass to the end zone, and I need a new pair of pants. That was scary.
Yeah, look, and it's kind of crazy for them to want to throw the ball right here. Why? Because as you get closer to the end zone, everything gets bottled up. Too many bodies are in the way right here. You have to be sure. And then they come out on an empty set.
5 wide. Second and goal, 19 seconds to go. They want to win by a touchdown.
Draw. Do a quarterback draw or something. You still have one timeout.
Kopech. Can Kopech get the game-winning touchdown here? Drops back, throws, fires, end zone, and it's caught for the touchdown! Doug Britton with the catch in traffic, and Charleston retakes the lead with 17 seconds.
I wouldn't know what to do right here. 3 guys from Nashville around that, and somehow Doug Britton comes down with it. They were playing with fire, but you know what? When you got a ski mask worn by Jason Voorhees on your goalpost, they've had a fearless approach.
They did.
And here they are, 17 seconds, about to go up 7.
Doug Britton just taking Kopech taking the Doug Britton down there somewhere approach and just kind of heaves it up. Wow, I thought that was picked. It was caught. And now 17 seconds. Can we see some crazy fireworks on the kick return? The kicks have been short this direction. Watch for this one to land in the field of play. This one will be returned. Yeah, back at the 5 again. All the kicks have been falling down at the 5. See what Beasley can do. Beasley breaks a tackle, goes down to the bottom. Oh, gets tackled at the 36-yard line. That would have been something if he could have gotten that tied back up.
They have 2 plays right here. Now, if they can stretch the field right here on the very first play, it'll give themselves about 4-ish seconds left, 3 to 4 seconds left. If they can get downfield and get something fairly quick, they have 2 timeouts. If they can get themselves pretty close in there, they might be able to run somewhat of a normal type offense.
Yeah.
But they got to throw a bomb. I think they can do it about 6 to 7 seconds here. But they have to run a play that stretches the field.
Nashville with 2 timeouts remaining, 9 seconds to go. They'll only get a couple plays, like you said, Gerald. Sending Clausen up to the top. Trips to the top, 1 to the bottom. Thumper looks, fires. That one is incomplete. It took 4 seconds off the clock. This will probably be the final play of the ball game.
Yeah, I think they had to, that they should have taken a couple of more seconds to get the wide receiver further down the field and take a shot. They might be coming out in the Hail Mary formation here.
Yeah, it looks like it. Thumper with one final heave to try to get this one tied back up. Thumper down the right side, and it is incomplete. 0-0s on the clock, and Charleston will get their 5th win on the season and get a record tied up with Nashville with the tiebreaker. Charleston gets the win at home here on Friday the 13th. Week 10 continues tomorrow, headlined by a pair of 500 teams at home. Lexington and Bossier City taking on 2 of the better teams in the league, Baltimore and DC, plus Queen City, Indianapolis, Los Angeles, Mexico City. Kickoffs starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. You can catch all the action, as always, right here on SFL YouTube. Gerald, your final thoughts on this game?
Well, I mean, just when we thought, hey, look, if Nashville would have pulled this game out, right, there would have been a little bit more separation in the standings between the first and second place team, along with everybody beneath them. But guess what? Charleston comes out here and pulls what some people might seem as an upset in this game right here at home. But guess what happens? Now it's creating such a logjam right there. It gives Florida somewhat of a breather because now they don't have nobody with the same record breathing down their neck. So I really do think that Nashville is still a good team. They have a tough schedule going down the road. And guess what happens, right? Just like I broke down last week with Nashville, they are going to struggle, I think, going down. This was one of their better offensive performances that they've had this season, right? And this is one of the better performances Charleston has offensively. So now can both these teams, get their offenses going just like this going forward? I don't know.
31-24 is the final in this one. Next up for Nashville in Week 11, they'll go home and play Atlanta, another divisional game for them, Sunday, the 22nd of September. For Charleston, they'll be at home as well. They've got 3-3 Bossier City, also on Sunday, the 22nd. Got more action coming up next. Chicago at Fort Worth at 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time, and at 10:30 you've got Vancouver and Albuquerque. Tyler Falk, Alden Bleeker on that Charleston-Fort Worth call. Chris Slovak, Anthony Ellison on Vancouver at Albuquerque. For Gerald Smith, Cameron Irvine, Matt Wilson, who's always with me in spirit, along with Rochelle Colston, Jacob Clear, I'm Mike Daggs. Thanks for joining us. Be kind to one another. Always